Okay, so yeah, August 22nd. That's 5 months away. So let's just do a little bit of math on that really quick. If I continue to have supervised visits for 3 times a week at 380 for each weekend visit of 6 hours each, which isn't enough. 15 hours a week is not enough to have a healthy relationship with my children. Not like the one that I had where I was with them full time, all day, every day for over a year. So 380 plus 380 plus 180. So that's $940 a week. Times 4 is $3,760 a month. Times 5, that's $18,800 for supervised visits. I don't have $18,800. I don't even have $180 right now. I mean, I am completely tapped out from the supervised visits I've already had, from all the lawyer's bills, from everything else. I mean, we're talking, I'm $70,000 now down into trying to get some kind of visitation and custody of my kids. And now I'm told that for the next 5 months, I've got to come up with $20,000 almost to be able to see my kids 3 times a week, including trips where I have to drive back and forth to Vista on top of the $20,000 that I'm expected to spend and able to in order to be able to see my kids. Now, keep in mind, I've never been convicted of any kind of crime whatsoever, other than like minor traffic violations. I've never been accused of any kind of violence by anybody ever, except for the first time ever, Mrs. Garcia in this DVRO, which is all fallacious. It's either completely fabricated or grossly exaggerated. I've been willing to testify to on the stand, but have been unable to since October now. She kept my kids from me for 230 days straight with no visitation at all, ignoring numerous judgment orders that were set forth in the original divorce decree from the state of Oregon. She has denied me the Christmas visitation. She has denied me the spring break visitation. She has denied me any kind of extra visitation. She has denied me access to my children's medical records. She has denied me access to my children's school records. She has denied me access to the school as well. I can't even see my son at school either. She has told the kids that I am greedy. She also told the kids that dad rhymes with bad. And she also told the kids that I'm the worst person in the world. Either she did or somebody, her new husband, one of her other relatives, somebody told those kids all 3 of those things, because I've heard that from my kids at this point. So I'm not sure what to do here. I don't have $18,800. I do want to spend the maximum amount of time with my kids that I can. August 22nd is 5 months away. I've already been kept out of my kids' lives almost completely for the last year, despite never having been accused of anything by anybody until Mrs. Garcia went off her rocker and had her little midlife crisis last year, dated a whole slew of Navy guys, and then married the last one. Yeah. So think about that, Mr. Garcia, you genius. I'm not sure what to do here. It's March 23rd today. I am completely tapped out. I've maxed out every credit card. I've called in every loan, every personal favor. I've sold every belonging that I own that has any value, all in an effort to get to see my kids. And now I'm being told that unless I come up with $18,800, that I'm not going to be able to see them for the supervised visits that are scheduled from now till August 22nd. Keep in mind that Mrs. Garcia has 2 DUIs. I witnessed her being completely drunk and completely inebriated on multiple different drugs, both legal and illegal, over almost a decade, 7 years that we were together. She was drunk almost all the time. She has 2 DUIs. She worked at a marijuana dispensary. She's obviously an enthusiast. She would frequently do marijuana while on the job, on the way to work, after work, and yet she retains almost all custody. Unless I come up with $18,800, she retains all custody, And I'm like straight edge sober. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do anything. I eat mostly organic, I work out. You know, I haven't been accused of violence against anybody ever in like 20 years, at least 20 years. So, yeah, it's just like this system is so horrendously broken. What can I do? What can I do to try to bring some kind of stability back to my kids' lives? They live in the ghetto, behind a grocery store, in a neighborhood where I know, personally, people who have purchased all kinds of illegal substances in that neighborhood. They live in the ghetto. They live in the hood. Like, it's straight up, they live in the hood. And here I am in a better school district, in a nicer neighborhood. I've got my own job. I didn't have to marry to have somebody else support me. And yet I have 0 visitation, 0 custody, and 0 rights. You know, I have the right to pay almost $20,000 to get to see my kids 15 hours a week. This is my rights right here. My rights are, I've somehow got to come up with another $20,000 on top of the $70,000 I've already spent in order to have a relationship with my kids. And I don't have it. I literally, last week was a Hail Mary where I pulled in every favor, every little last penny, and everything that I could in order to be able to see my kids. And to be told today that I have to wait another 5 months for a hearing to clear my name from these egregious, malicious, and malevolent lies by somebody who's so clearly unstable and unhealthy and just a terrible person. I mean, who does that to their little kids? Oh, you lived with your dad every day for a whole year, and now you just don't get to see him for 230 days at all, like 0. Who does that? Now, what reasonable, rational person would think that that's a good idea? So my lawyers say don't post stuff to YouTube. Don't put stuff on YouTube because they can use it against you. What are they going to use against me? The fact that I'm $70,000 in the hole trying to get to see my kids? The fact that I've done every single thing that I could to follow every court order in every way possible, you know? I signed up for the high conflict diversion class. I've been, going to therapy and yoga and everything that I can to be a stand-up member of society. I got a new job. I'm, I got a new place in a better district by one of the top-rated schools in the state. And yet, I still don't get to see my kids without a supervisor there who costs $60 an hour, for a grand total of $18,800 for the next 5 months until my hearing. What do I do? Can I ask for an emergency hearing to say, hey, please just let me see my kids without spending $18,800? Please? I've already spent $70,000. I don't have any more. I don't have it. I'm in the hole so extreme. I can't even. I'm looking for advice. I'm putting this on YouTube, and damn the torpedoes. Because these monsters have kept my kids from me long enough. Worse, these monsters have kept my kids away from their dad, who's like the best dad that there could possibly be. I really am a really good dad. Like all organic fruits and vegetables, healthy outdoor activities, education, kindness, Like, I mean, if you read the supervisor reports, I got a whole stack of them. You know, the worst thing that happened is we went to a restaurant, all the tables inside were full, and we had to sit outside, and I hadn't brought the kids' jackets because I didn't realize we were going to have to sit outside. That's like the worst thing that happened in any of these supervised visits that have happened so far. And yet now I'm told today that it's going to be another 5 months before I get to see my kids. You got any ideas, YouTube? Any thoughts? I'm posting this. I'm posting this, and I'm sending it to my lawyer, and I'm sending it to any other lawyer in the universe who wants to help me try to get some kind of custody of my kids, because this situation is insane. It is insane. I've been trying since last August to be in my kids' lives, and Mrs. Garcia has done everything in her power to keep me from having any kind of relationship with my children whatsoever. We have the court-ordered video chats. She hangs up on me every time. Usually within 5 minutes or thereabouts, 5-6 minutes, she hangs up on me. Which, of course, now the kids are like, they're acting squirrely. They want to talk to dad. They're excited to see dad, but they know their mom's just going to hang up on him as soon as she can. So, you know, they don't know what to say. They're all irritable and stressed out, you know. It's not healthy for the kids, you know. Meanwhile, she's making them call this Navy guy number 4 dad. Number 4, I'm going to say it, Navy guy number 4 that I know about. I mean, was there a Navy guy number 5 or number 6? Do I even know? I don't know. It's not like I could be there every time she was going out dating these guys. And not that I care. Like I care at all. But the fact is, she took my kids on these dates with these Navy guys. You know, the psychologist's recommendation is don't introduce your children to a new love interest for up to 6 months of having been together with that person. That's what the psychologist's recommendation is in the class that I took, by the way, which I don't think Mrs. Garcia took. Or if she did, she just ignored all their findings, just ignored all the rules. She certainly didn't take them while she was dating Mike or Steve or whoever Navy guy number 3 was. I'm at a loss at this point. I'm $70,000 in the hole trying to get custody of my kids, and now they're telling me I've got to spend another $18,800 to have a supervisor with me because Mrs. Garcia got a restraining order against me for the kids, who I've never harmed in any way. In any way. I've only had my kids' best interests at heart from the very beginning. And I've been trying to negotiate from the very beginning, too. I said, hey, let me have the kids for a month this summer, and I'll let you enroll them down there in the fall. That's what I said. That was my first, like, olive branch recommendation. My second recommendation was, okay, let me have them for a month of the summer, and then I'll bring them back down to you. Like, I'll do all the driving, like, everything. Every step of the way I've been trying to negotiate. And it's just no, 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 no. And by the way, I'm remarried 4 months after the divorce is finalized. After dating a slew of different Navy guys, I'm remarried. And this new guy, Navy guy number 4, by the way, the kids have to call him dad. I was on the stand for half an hour today. Her lawyer was trying to, like, pick me apart. He's like, he didn't have anything. I'm, like, completely honest in every paperwork. I'm completely honest in person. I'm completely honest in every way. I'm honest to a fault. You know, that's part of the reason I'm divorced. Because I was honest with certain parties about what I thought about their performance as a mother, as a spouse, just as a basic individual on the planet, and, like, ethically and morally and health-wise and mental health-wise. And sometimes that kind of honesty can cost you. And I think it's very unfortunate that in this case, the honesty has cost my kids. Has cost my kids almost an entire year now of time that they could have been spending with their dad. Mr. Organic, outdoor activity, healthy education guy. And it's not good enough. So yeah, every lawyer I've seen has said, don't post things on social media, don't post videos on YouTube. I'm posting it on YouTube. I'm done. I'm done negotiating with any of these people. They've kept the kids away from me for an entire year, and I've done nothing wrong to anybody. They've cost me $70,000. They're trying to cost me $90,000. It doesn't even include the upcoming lawyer fees, etc. I mean, we're going to be 100K in. I didn't even have 100K when this thing started. I'm so in the hole I can't even think right now. So yeah, looking for advice. And when my kids see this, Everett and Grace, I love you very much. I'm so sorry this happened to you, and I've been out here fighting every single day to be the best possible dad I can be. And the fact that we live in a system where this is the kind of thing that can occur. I mean, talk about guilty until proven innocent. It's like they just issue the restraining order, and that's it. It's like, oh, well, can we have a restraining order here? Sure. In like 6 months or 12 months or a year. Yeah, then we'll have the restraining order hearing. In the meantime, if you want to see your kids, $380 per visit. 3 visits a week sounds pretty good. Oh, but it's $380 per visit. Oh, except for Wednesday, when you can only get a half-time visit because it's a weekday. Meanwhile, they should be living with me. They should be eating all organic fruits and vegetables and playing outside and going to the better school and doing educational things without this revolving door of the opposite sex coming in and me going out drinking with the opposite sex night after night. All different, you know, all different ones. It's like the things my kids have been exposed to this year are so wrong on so many levels. And the fact that our society has decided that this is okay, that these laws are okay, is this isn't just a condemnation of our court system or the legal system or my ex. This is a condemnation of our entire society, of our entire nation, of our entire way of life. The fact that this can be done to innocent little children with zero evidence of any kind of malfeasance whatsoever by anybody. And they can just have one of their parents ripped out of their life completely. And then that parent can spend $70,000 and every waking hour trying to get back in the kids' lives and just to be shut down, shut down, shut down, shut down, shut down, shut down, and then told, oh yeah, you can be in the kids' lives 15 hours a week at a cost of $18,800 for the next 5 months. That's not enough. That's not enough time to be a good parent. That's not enough time to teach my son how to code or to teach my daughter how to play guitar or to teach both of them German or Spanish or Japanese or French or, you know, all the healthy, positive activities that I used to do when I was a full-time parent for an entire year. I don't even have time to like read them, you know, a chapter out of a book. And then it's like, oh, time's almost up, you know, gotta go. Yeah, so that's what's up. It's March 23rd, and all of my children's rights have been stripped from them by their own mother, who has lied on numerous court documents and also lied in person to both the children and third parties. I'm posting this video live for everybody to see. I have nothing to hide. I'm a clean slate. I've done nothing to anybody ever. I haven't even been in any kind of altercation in like 2 decades at least, probably 2.5 decades. I mean, it's been a long time since I've done anything malfeasant whatsoever. You know, I'm 41 years old. The last thing I remember doing that was like truly wrong, I was like, you know, a teenager. You know what I mean? Since then, I've always held some kind of good, reasonable job. I've always been some kind of a teacher who's been teaching violin, guitar, whatever. I've always worked in the education system with other educators. I've always been a big proponent of healthy eating, organic food, gardening, freedom of speech, you know, philosophy, just, you know, really positive things. You know, yoga, hiking, swimming, you know, and the fact that something like this can happen to me, who's basically like by every, token that I can see, just a super upstanding citizen. It's just like, I mean, imagine if I did have a drug or alcohol problem or some kind of temper or something, then it's like, oh, that's it. You just don't get to see your kids at all. I mean, does that happen to people? I bet it does. I bet it happens very unfairly. I'm posting this video, so I don't know what to tell you. Lawyers, people who are like, hey, Rye, we care about you. Don't post that online. People are going to see that. They're going to use that against you. Use it against me, because I have nothing but the truth, the facts, and every kind of reasonable decency, kindness, integrity. It's all on my side. All of it, 100%. Not even a smidgen of it is debatable. And if we could just get to the facts, if I could just get a hearing, if I could just get a judge to say, hey, wait a minute. So you got divorced and she was married 4 months later, and now she's making the kids call that guy dad and won't let the kids see you at all, and you've never done anything to anybody? I think, that's where we're at, and that's the situation, and my kids deserve better. Our society deserves better, and my kids, my specific kids, Everett and Grace, deserve better.